One. All right, so just want to say thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. My name is Raman. I work with the domestic recruitment team here at Lingara College. And currently I'm joined here by Monica and Rob from the Food and Nutrition Department. And they're here to provide you with the information about the program. And also, before we actually start the session, I would like to make the land acknowledgement. So Lingara is located on the unceded and traditional territory of the Musqueam First Nation. And we've been gifted the name Snow-White Lalem, which means the house of teaching. And we're really honored to be part of this community. And I'll pass it on to Rob for the further presentation component. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Raman, and good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Lim, like Raman said. I am one of the many nutrition instructor in the Department of Nutrition, and I'm also an assistant department as well. Again, thank you for coming into to this information session. Our department offer different varieties of programs and courses for students, and depending on their personal goals. And these include the Nutrition and Food Service Diploma Program and the Nutrition University Transfer Program, such as the Associate of Science in Food Nutrition and the Diploma in Food Nutrition and Health Transfer Program. You can see there's a lot of food and nutrition words. And today we're going to try to clarify what programs that kind of help you get into UBC and what program going where. Today, we're going to focus on just the Nutrition University Transfer Program. Okay. Just a quick note, all our courses in our department are taught by registered dietitians with specialized knowledge in their subject areas, and that's really, really awesome. As you can see on your screen, Langara College is called a Pathway Institute, which means that most students come to Langara on their way to other institutions or come to Langara for a career. Langara is also a low barrier institution because the application to Langara is not as tied to your past level of education or achievement. What is most important is what you do once you are here. And within our Department of Nutrition and Food Service Management, there are two different routes, as you can see on the screen. What you take will bring you to a very different end result, and both are very exciting career options and very interesting to study. On this right-hand side on the screen here, we see the career program, and this program all complete at Langara and can be done in 2 years and leads to a career in nutrition management. If you want to learn more about this exciting career path, please contact our department chair. Her name is Monica Malak, and here is her email. And she will also have an information sessions as well, so watch out for that. Today, however, we're gonna focus on this left side right here. We're gonna focus on the university transfer path. And the main contact would be me. And this is my email address. If you wanna take a picture of that, of the contact person, you're more than welcome to do so right now. This route, the university transfer route, was developed at the request of UBC to help students get into the Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition, and Health in their Faculty of Land and Food System. And once you are there at UBC, students can explore and have many options to various majors such as food science, nutritional science, dietetics, and many, many others. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at this pathway here. What are some of the careers that are possible with them? And we'll talk about briefly what the journey may look like. So here is the UT path, or shortened university transfer, UT. Going to university is so exciting, but it also can be quite challenging in many different levels. The class is bigger, the campus is bigger. You may even need just a couple of days to finding your way to your classes without getting lost. I know when I went to university, it took me a week. And then there's marks that you need to get. If your goal is to get into university to study food science, or especially dietetic, you need to be very focused on getting good grades. and getting experience in this field by ways of volunteering or working in the nutrition or food service and or dietetic field. People are often surprised when we say that the courses to take in order, like the amount of workload to become a dietitian. We do have a very heavy course load, but the UT path at Langara is very exciting because it has a special prize at the end. If you graduate from our program, Food, Nutrition, and Health Transfer Program, when you apply to UBC, you are promised an automatic entry into the Bachelor of Science in Food and Nutrition and Health. And we're going to talk about that in detail. Once you get into UBC, once you graduate from FNHT, from there you can apply to many different majors, one of which is dietetic major. And if successful, you can lead to a career as an RD like myself. And I will talk a little bit about what it's like to become a registered dietitian and what are some of the career prospects in later slides as well. There are a lot of things you can do here. If RD is not something you want to do, or you're not able to get in the dietetic major, if you graduate with a bachelor in food, nutrition, and health in UBC, you can always return back to Langara and do this nutrition management career program in just 1 year to get your CS&M. Again, anything about nutrition food service, contact Monica for further information. Or you can take the path into research and food science at UBC. So many, many, many choices. All right, let's go through all the details. The path through the nutrition and food, nutrition, and health transfer program is kind of tricky. So we made this separate graphic for that. The first thing that is quite unusual about our program, FNHT, we like to call it, is it's a second year entry program. What that means is that you have to do 1 year worth of courses before you can apply into FNHT. So let's start from the beginning. The first year of courses are completed when you are in the Associate of Science and Food and Nutrition program. Everyone must apply to this program first. It's a program that has very few admission criteria, which is great. But the courses you need to do in that first year almost all have prerequisites. Most of those prerequisites can be completed in high school. So if you just graduated, that's great. But if it's been a few years, or you didn't do the sciences in high school, for example, you need to do those first before you started here in Langara. And they can be done as an adult learner, doing grade 12 upgrading, for example, or you can take courses here at Langara that will prepare you for the courses in the first year. Now, once you complete these admission criteria, which there are about 10 courses, you can then apply to this program, FNHT, okay? Along with your application form and along with all of these. You need Food Safe 1 certificate, a letter of intent, and a resume with about 6 months of food service work. You also have to complete, like I said, these 10 courses, and you need to maintain a CGPA of 3.0. That's about a B average. B average can be quite tough to maintain, but that is set by UBC, and that's what they want for their student to have. Once in the FNHT program, there are a lot more courses, and these one can be quite challenging. They are organic chemistry, microbiology, biochemistry, calculus, statistic, and there's also English, biology, and of course, nutrition courses. You need to complete all of those courses as well and keep your average, academic average at 3.0. If you are able to complete the whole program under 4 years with a CGPA of at least 3.0, then you can apply to graduate from Langara from the FNHT program, and then you can apply to UBC. Again, you will get an automatic or preferred entry to UBC Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition and Health in their Faculty of Land and Food System. You will then start in their 3rd year. Keep in mind though, even though you get automatic acceptance, you still need to fill in the admission applications, and you need to apply by the deadline to let UBC know that you are interested in joining their program. So then what happened if you took a little longer than 4 years, or your CGPA slipped below that 3.0? You still can graduate from the Associate of Science in Food and Nutrition rather than an FNHT. You can still apply to UBC, but you will not have the preferred entry. So that's the difference. Let's say now you apply and then you get into UBC. Once you're at UBC, you have choices. But something you should make note of, if you're planning, and I know a couple of you are, on going to dietetic program, you do need to complete 2 courses at UBC through their non-degree study. And that's FNH 200 and LFS 250. So again, that's just a quick run through. Now let's get into even more detail regarding what are the courses in your first year and your second years. So year 1, again, everyone must apply into Associate of Science, Food and Nutrition program. And once you enroll in this program, you need to complete these 10 admission criteria courses and maintain a 3.0 average in order to apply to FNHT. Each of these courses have prereq, and some only have valid certain amounts a year. For example, in order for you to take the Chem 1120, you must have all the prereq within the last 3 years. If you have been out of school for longer than 3 years, then you need to get those prereq courses first before you're able to take Chemistry 1120. The courses that have time limits in terms of validations are in red. And these 3 courses need their prereq courses to be valid within the last 3 years. All the courses here in black, as long as you have the prereq courses, you're good to go. And the courses in blue have no prereq courses at all, okay? So let's say you complete these 10 courses with CGPA of 3.0, now you are able to apply to FNHT. And FNHT, these are more courses that you have to take. You must complete the 10 admission criteria courses first, as we described last slide, in order to apply here. For FNHT program, you need to complete these courses, and again, you need to maintain a 3.0 average. All right, a quick recap. A couple very important things that you must remember. You must complete the admission criteria courses, the 10 courses, and the FNHT program courses within 4 years. And we start counting with the first admission course you take here in Langara. So ensure you plan accordingly. You must maintain a CGPA of at least 3.0 for all of these courses. If you are able to maintain a 3.0 CGPA and finish all the courses within 4 years, guess what? Now you can apply to graduate with the diploma in FNHT. This is very exciting because with your diploma, you can apply to UBC Faculty of Land and Food System. And you have, like I said, a preferred entry to the Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition, and Health. What that means is that you are guaranteed to get in. All you have to do is to fill in the UBC admission application form and the associated fee. Another thing to keep in mind, or I guess a tip, if dietetic is the goal, then during the year that you spend in Langara studying FNHT, or even before, there are 2 courses, these 2 right here. They're worth 9 credits that must be done at UBC as non-degree student, okay? UBC is the only place to take these courses. They can be done online, and the student must have completed them before making their application to dietetic. These courses are very popular and quite maybe hard to get a seat. So do them as soon as you are able to. So what happened then if you're not able to maintain a CGPA of 3.0 or complete the program under 4 years? You can again still complete the Associate of Science in Food Nutrition, and then you can apply into UBC. However, there is no preferred entry. Or you can transfer to the diploma in Nutrition and Food Service Management program. And this program, if you want to know more, please contact Monica for further information. This is just to give you a quick information. You can take a screenshot if you want, but all this information are on our website as well. For those who want to complete the Associate of Science Food and Nutrition, here are all the courses that you need to take in 2 years. And you can, again, get all this on our website. So how do we get started in this path? It starts with a simple application to Langara. So if you go to langara.ca, this is our main website. You click on here, the apply button, and you can click on it to get started. And the admission requirement, if you are over 19 years old or have your high school diploma, you can do this program by starting an application on Langara website. This is academic requirement for domestic, grade 12 or 19 years or older, international, BC, grade 12 equivalent, and there's need to be a proof of English competency. Deadline, a couple of deadlines to keep in mind. We accept applications to our program 3 times a year. If you want to get into our summer semester, which start in May, coming up, the application deadline is due by February 28. You don't have a lot of time. You need to get the application in very quickly. If you want to get into fall, our fall semester start in September, and the application deadline is due by May 31st. If you want to get into spring semester, our spring semester start in January, and the application deadline is due by October 31st. Now, we do accept late applications if space is available. So email us if you have any questions. That was the program, and that's the processes. Now I'm going to share a little bit kind of my career path with you as an RD, because I know a lot of you here want to become a registered dietitian. Now, keep in mind before I share that every RD path is very different and very unique and exciting in their own rights. This is just happened to be mine and my career path. I started my career as a clinical RD. Clinical cares deal with kind of varied health conditions, either acute care or outpatient care. And at the same time, I started my own company. I was a private practice dietitian. And then with those experience, I also want to try food service manager, food service director. It is an administrative dietetic, which is the management of food service operations. And because of all of that experience, I was able to apply for my current job as a nutrition instructor. And now I also add a title, assistant department chair as well. There are, of course, many other areas that RD can work in. Research, for example, population health, promoting healthy eating to a large group of people. In terms of my experience thus far, 2 words, amazing and gratitude. Of course, in any career, there's always setbacks and bumps on the road, but I do enjoy every single minute of it thus far. It has been an amazing experience as an RD, and I'm so thankful and grateful every day what the RD profession has given me. And now I'm giving back in the form of passing these nutrition knowledge and making difference in people's lives. I really do enjoy making a difference, making that impact in people's lives. I think dietitians really do that in any field we practice, whether that it's clinical, and sometimes it's not even the actual nutrition care that I provide to patients, just simply this human interaction that I provide to them. And if you think about food service, you can really make a difference in 500 or even 1,000 patients' life. If you work at Vancouver General Hospital, it's a huge hospital to manage. As an instructor, you help shape that next generation mind, pass on that nutrition knowledge, and hopefully encourage and motivate a couple of my students and maybe a couple of you here to think about the nutrition career or becoming dietitians. So you do really make a difference in people's lives. My biggest advice, explore and be open to opportunity as they present themselves to you. There's so many different avenues of dietetic and that you can be involved in. And one of the best things about career in dietetic is that there's so many different ways you can use your educations and use your credentials. So my advice would be really just to explore things and try out different things, even if you think it's something that you never thought you might be interested in. And finally, I just want to say, regardless of which path you choose, whether it's food science, dietetic, or CSNM, I'm really excited for you just to be here and to start this journey. And you are going to make so many impact on so many people's lives. So I wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I hope to see some of you or even all of you in some of my classes. We'll put some of the URLs and contact informations on the next slides here. Well, that is all I have for today. If you want to take a picture of this slide, this screen, please do so. It has all the contact information that you need. And at any time, please email us if you have things you want to ask. The first one here is our general email address, and someone will get back to you very soon. And this is my email if you have specific question with the university transfer program, whether it's Associate of Science, Food Nutrition, or the transfer program. And even when we become a student and you have any problem, any question, you can always email me. And here is the specific program website if you want to learn more. Well, thank you so much for listening. That's all I have. I'm going to pass it back to Rahman.
Thank you so much, Rob. That was a great session, I would say. And we'll move on to the next segment of this session today. So let's talk a little bit more about how the life at Lingara looks like. So when you're looking at all these different post-secondaries, why you should choose Lingara. I can share from my personal experiences that Lingara, I would say, provides such a great welcoming environment. The classroom sizes are small. Personally, when I was a student myself, I was actually part of a management program here at Lingara as well. And the instructors are so amazing because we actually get this opportunity to talk to instructors on one-on-one and make those personal connections with them because the classroom sizes are small. Whereas if you go to the university, the classroom sizes are, let's say, about 100 or 200 students at the same lecture hall. So sometimes it gets really hard to connect with your professors. It's also kind of hard to make friends and get that peer support that you need. Other than that, Lingara is also centrally located. So we're located on 49th Avenue, and we also have our own SkyTrain station called Lingara 49, which connects us with the Canada line. And we are easy to access via transit, like through buses. So if you're traveling from Metrotown, Burnaby, you can just take 49 UBC. That will drop you off right outside the college. Other than that, our students are really satisfied with the level of education, and our facilities are amazing because our college is really investing into the high technology. So you will have access to all the Mac labs or other resources available on campus. We'll move on to the next slide and we'll share some of the stats here. So you can see that there, in terms of diversity, we have more than 100 countries represented at the college. That really allows you to have that perspective from around the world. People come with different skills, different mindsets, and then you have the opportunity to interact with them, learn from each other. 96% of our students are satisfied with the level of education, and they're able to achieve their career goals by having education from Lingara. And like I already mentioned, there's the classroom sizes. Of course, we have smaller classroom sizes, and then more interactions that you can have with your peers and your instructors. Next, we'll talk about some of the steps, how you could basically get started. So first, you start here at Lingara. Anytime you see an associate degree on the website, for example, we just mentioned about the associate degree for food and nutrition. That's basically designed in a way so that you could actually easily take a transfer into a university into your third and fourth year, if that's your career goal. Then complete an associate degree, then take a transfer, and then basically earn the university credentials. For example, if you're going into UBC for the dietitian course, then that will allow you to have a university degree from UBC. But again, it'll be much different and a smarter pathway to go for. Let's talk a little bit more about our instructors. So like I already mentioned about this, and they're basically the experts. So when I was a student, I actually took a couple of courses as an elective part of the nutrition classes. And I remember the instructor that I had back then was also teaching at UBC. So it was the same content that I was being taught from UBC or another institution. So it's kind of nice to see that I'm getting the same level of education, but I'm getting better investment because they're able to focus more on my career goals and be able to guide me a little better. And also the assignments and stuff. So it's always designed in a way so that you get that real experience and then get that exposure into the industry and the knowledge about the industry. So really, it's a great place to study for sure. So now when we talk about the post-secondary, it's really important to discuss about the money. So I'm proud to share that Lingara offers one of the most affordable tuition in the province. And our per credit tuition fee is about $103, which is, I would say, 1/3 of what the other institutions might be charging. So if you see here, there's a little bit of a breakdown here. So if you're taking 30 credits, which is 10 courses taken over 2 semesters, on an average, your tuition cost will be about 5,744 for the entire academic year, which is, I would say, it's amazing. And when we talk about money, of course, money should not be the reason that you have any second thoughts about going into post-secondary. So Lingara is really good with its financial aid department. And we offer a lot of scholarships and bursaries. So there's about more than 100 scholarships that if you're the only applicant for those scholarships, you're gonna get that money. And the scholarship might range from about 1,000 all the way to about $3,000. That really covers a good chunk of money out of your tuition for sure. And I'm also proud to share that from September onwards, we're also gonna have 40 new entrance awards dedicated just for the domestic students. And that will allow you guys to basically, use that money towards your tuition. And for international students, we definitely have some scholarships and other financial aid resources available, but they work a little differently. So please do contact the global office to get more information about that. And that's all basically from my side. And please stay connected with us. If you're a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, you could shoot us an email at recruitment@lingara.ca. We also host the drop-in sessions. Some of you have already been attending, so that's great. Please feel free to drop by from Monday to Friday between 2 to 4 virtually over the Zoom. And if you're an international student, you have more questions, that might the process might work a little differently than the domestic students. So please do reach out to the global office at international@lingara.ca. I also want to mention that we are active on our social media. So do follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We're literally everywhere. So please do check out and follow that information there. And with that, I was just going to conclude my presentation, and we'll just move on to the question and answer round. And thank you so much for listening.